I just wanted to make a short video while there is a storm outside, outlining the importance of giving yourself a break. So anyone who is caring for somebody with dementia in any kind of capacity, whether you do it full-time or part-time, whether you live with them or whether you don't, knows how frustrating it can get, how stressful it is. People who are not doing this, I don't think, can fully understand how stressful every minute of your day can be, because of every single minute thing that happens. The mental burden of doing this is so high, especially when you're trying to do it on top of, living your own life, doing your job if you have a full-time job like I do, if you have pets to look after, any kids, other family members, you may be trying to help friends with something, whatever you've got going on in your life, this is like added on the top. And if, like me, you don't get any help yet, so we don't get any help in the form of people or finance, so she has no income, everything is dependent on me and my income, and it's very hard. And I think the mental burden that you have as a result of this is so high that it really affects your own mental health, and that in turn can then affect your interactions with whoever you're caring for and their responses and their mental health as well. So what I try to do is, sometimes I try and this might sound terrible, but sometimes I try and leave her in the house and go shopping by myself. Sorry, hang on, there's something going on with the storm. Sorry, it wasn't any storm damage, it was my mum fudding about downstairs. I don't know what she was doing. So the mental burden of trying to basically run somebody else's life as well as your own, but running it in an unusual way, right? So we know it's not the same as making decisions for yourself in your own life. You're having to constantly step them through almost everything they do or think or say during the day, and it can get very tiring and very stressful, especially when they do kick off and they start arguing with you and potentially get aggressive. And I mean, I've been kicked a couple of times and stuff, so it is really important to try and take time out for yourself, and I know it is really hard. I used to go hiking every weekend, and in the last year I have not been able to do that because I've been stuck in the house with my mum. I do go hiking, but it's more like every few weeks for a day, whereas last year I was probably going every weekend, both days nearly, and sometimes during the week as well, after work or whatever. So I mean, I've put on a load of weight, not because of lockdown, but because of sort of being trapped in this dementia world that we get trapped into. So I do still, like I say, go hiking, it's just not as often. And I'll maybe put some pictures up actually of my most recent hiking trip in the snow. I went hiking up a hill in a village called Balmahar, which is it's in Stirlingshire in Scotland. It's called Conic Hill. It's quite a popular walk. It's on the West Highland Way. I always do it the opposite way from the West Highland Way though, because if you're local, it's easier to do the difficult bit first. If you do the West Highland Way, you're doing the difficult bit last on that hill. I'll maybe put some sort of photos up, and I'll maybe start a video strand or a channel about that. I don't have a GoPro or anything, so I've only got photos at the moment, but I'll maybe consider getting a sort of camera to take with me on hikes, so that people get to see them the way I do, because a lot of the hills and mountains here are really beautiful. And something about getting out in nature and going up a mountain or a hill is so calming. You can't hear any traffic, you can't hear any people, depends what hill you're on. Some of them are busy, you know, if you get to the top or whatever. Sometimes you can, if you get to the top of Ben Lomond, which is our local Monroe, there's usually quite a lot of people there. But you know, going up into the hills, there's no people, it's all calm. All you can hear is a little bird, maybe a deer sometimes they're going past. It really resets your mind and helps you to breathe, and it reminds you how to breathe when you are at home and you're dealing with it. Gives you that kind of extra mental resistance to kind of stop, you know, getting sucked into an argument or stop an argument early on. Deal with all the niggly things that happen all day that get on your nerves. One of my mum's favourite things to do, which really gets on my nerves, is constantly playing. It's videos that pop up on Facebook, her Facebook feed. So she can't really use a phone. She has a phone. She can't really use it. She can look at Facebook and she plays Candy Crush, right? She will play Candy Crush all day while watching the TV. She's not really watching it. She's sort of listening, but not really following it. But she'll surf Facebook. She doesn't really post on Facebook, but she looks at it. Unfortunately, believes everything she sees on there, which is also annoying. You have to keep on top of that sort of spam and scam adverts that they may get sucked into. But she constantly plays these videos of it's people on like reality singing shows, like you know, Britain's Got Talent and you know, that sort of thing, and it's this constant wailing noise coming from our phone. Really, I don't know why it annoys me, but it really gets on my nerves, and I can hear it from upstairs as well, and it really just grates against my nerves. And the more days you spend indoors with them without going outside, the more stressful it gets and the more triggered you get. So it's better to try and find a way to get outside by yourself or with a friend. I will do either. I'll go up a mountain by myself or with a group of people or with some friends. It doesn't matter. Or go shopping by myself. I used to hate shopping. I still really hate shopping, but if I have to go, going by myself is like a luxury. So yeah, the self-care aspect, and it's something that we all neglect. I mean, look at the state of my skin. I'm regularly run down. I forget to take my own medication because I've got medication that I need to take for long-term conditions and stuff, and I have vitamin pills to take because I don't. And it's not because of my diet. Before I was vegetarian, I still had vitamin issues. And you do forget. You forget because you are so busy being at their beck and call every single time they ever thought, every single time they ever need. You just completely forget to take care of yourself, and the more you do that, the less able you are to take care of them properly, and also the less able you are to mentally resist the stress. So yeah, I'll post a couple of pictures and it might inspire you to try and get outside. Even if you don't have anything like that locally, go to a park, go for a walk down a street or in a shopping mall, wherever it is you can get time for yourself. Even if you have to draft in a friend to sit with them for a couple of hours to allow you to get outside. I haven't had to do that yet, but well, once or twice I've got her sister to come and sit. But yeah, I just thought I would put that here because it's such an important aspect of being a carer, but we forget to do it all the time, or we know that we need to do it, but we don't make the time for ourselves because we think that we can't. And if you schedule it in and you plan it, you will be able to do it. It's just, I know that the chaos of caring for something like this, and it is chaotic, it can take over your life, and it feels like you can't plan for anything, but you can build it in. It just takes practice and dedication to making that plan and sticking to it and sticking to that time. So yeah, I thought I'd put that out there because I went out this weekend, made myself a bit ill because, you know, I was out in a storm for 7 hours and then I was out in the snow the next day. Not great, but I still got outside. I still had time that wasn't dedicated to running after somebody, and although it's much fewer and far between than it was last year, I still make sure that I get it at least once a month, get outside to do this, because I know if I don't I'm just going to go insane. So yeah, take care of yourself, and I'll try and see if I can get a camera to do hikes, and then if you can't get outside yourself you can maybe come with me on video.